If you've had blood tests and your doctor says everything looks normal, but you still feel tired, heavy, foggy, and unmotivated, I want you to listen carefully. Because this video is not about disease, it's about something much more common, something quieter, and something almost no one explains properly. Most people are told if your labs are normal, you're fine. But fine on paper and functional in real life are not the same thing. You can have normal blood work and still feel exhausted every day. You can have normal results and wake up already tired. You can have normal tests and feel like your body just doesn't respond the way it used to. That doesn't mean the tests are wrong. It means they are limited. Blood tests are designed to detect disease. They are not designed to measure strain. They do not measure how close your system is to overload. They do not measure recovery debt. They do not measure how much stress your body has been tolerating for years. And most importantly, they do not measure how safe your nervous system feels. This is why so many people leave the doctor's office feeling confused, relieved that nothing serious was found, but frustrated because nothing changed. They go home thinking, if I'm healthy, why do I feel like this? That question matters, and it deserves a real answer. The human body does not suddenly break. It adapts. And adaptation always comes before breakdown. Long before disease appears, the body shifts how it operates. It conserves, it slows, it protects. Fatigue is one of the earliest signs that your system is adapting to something it perceives as too much. This is not weakness. This is intelligence. Energy is expensive. It costs the body resources to think clearly, move easily, recover quickly, and feel motivated. When resources feel uncertain, the body reduces output. That's why energy drops first, not last. Most people assume fatigue means something is missing, a vitamin, a hormone, a supplement. Sometimes that's true, but very often fatigue is not about deficiency. It's about load. Load is everything your body has to manage on a daily basis. Poor sleep is load. Irregular meals are load. Emotional pressure is load. Constant noise and stimulation is load. Caffeine dependence is load. Rushing is load. Skipping recovery is load. Your body doesn't separate these things. It doesn't label one as physical and another as mental. To your nervous system, load is load. And when load exceeds recovery, the system adapts. This is where age becomes relevant. Not because aging is failure, but because aging changes capacity. In your 20s and 30s, your margin for error is wide. You can sleep poorly, eat inconsistently, push hard, and still rebound. After 40, that margin narrows. Recovery takes longer. Stress clears more slowly. The nervous system becomes more sensitive, not weaker, more honest. Habits that once felt manageable now create symptoms. The problem is not that your body changed. The problem is that no one told you the rules changed. So people keep playing the same game with a different rule book, and they think they're failing. They're not failing, they're misinformed. One of the biggest mistakes people make after 40 is trying to force energy back. They push harder. They restrict more. They train more intensely. They rely on caffeine. They override signals. That approach works when recovery is fast. When recovery slows, force backfires. Force increases stress. Stress tells the body to hold energy, not release it. This is why fatigue and weight gain often appear together. Always together. Low energy plus stubborn weight is not coincidence. It's coordination. Fat is not just storage. Fat is protection. When the body senses uncertainty, it stores fuel. That's survival, not sabotage. So when someone says, I eat less than ever and I still gain weight, the body is not confused. It is responding logically to stress signals. This is also why motivation disappears. Motivation is not a personality trait. It is a biological state. Motivation requires energy availability. When energy is low, the brain reduces effort. No mindset trick can override a depleted system. That's why discipline feels harder now. Not because you change, but because effort costs more. This is also why rest doesn't feel restful. Many people sit down at night and still feel wired. They lie in bed and feel tired but alert, exhausted but unable to fully relax. That's not insomnia. That's nervous system overload. The body doesn't know it's safe enough to fully shut down. Safety is the missing piece in almost every fatigue conversation. Not emotional safety alone, Physiological safety. Regular rhythms create safety. Predictability creates safety. Gentle routines create safety. Chaos creates alertness. Irregularity creates vigilance. Force creates resistance. This is why mornings matter so much. The first hour of the day sets the tone for the nervous system. When mornings are rushed, stimulating, and chaotic, the body enters defense mode early. Phone notifications, bright screens, caffeine before fuel, immediate pressure. All of that tells the body, be alert, something is wrong. After 40, that message carries more weight. Energy becomes reactive instead of steady. Crashes happen earlier. Recovery takes longer. Sleep becomes lighter. None of this shows up on blood tests, but all of it shows up in how you feel. If you recognize yourself so far, pause for a moment. Not to judge, not to fix, just to notice. Because nothing here means you're broken. It means your body is communicating more clearly than it used to. And once you understand the language, everything changes. In the next part, we're going to talk about why fatigue appears long before medical problems and how the body uses energy reduction as an early warning system. This understanding alone brings relief to a lot of people because clarity reduces stress, and reduced stress is the first step toward real energy returning. Fatigue does not arrive randomly, it arrives in patterns. The body always prioritizes survival first and performance second. When resources feel limited, performance is reduced so survival can be protected. This is why energy loss is often the earliest signal something is off. Before weight gain, before blood sugar changes, before cholesterol shifts, before any diagnosis, the body quietly pulls back. Think of energy like a budget. When income feels stable, you spend freely. When income feels uncertain, you cut back. Your body does the same thing. And the biggest factor affecting that internal budget is not calories. It is stress load. Stress is not just what makes you anxious. Stress is anything that demands adaptation. Cold is stress. Heat is stress. Noise is stress. Poor sleep is stress. Hunger is stress. Overtraining is stress. Under-recovering is stress. Even constant decision-making is stress. After 40, your tolerance for accumulated stress decreases, not because you are weaker, but because your system is more experienced. It has learned that ignoring signals leads to consequences, so it becomes proactive. It slows you down before damage happens. This is also why people say, I don't bounce back like I used to. That's not imagination. That's regulation. The nervous system becomes more protective with age, and protection always comes at the cost of speed, strength, and output. This is not failure. This is wisdom built into biology. But most people misinterpret it. They see fatigue and assume laziness. They see weight gain and assume lack of discipline. They see slower recovery and assume decline. So they fight harder. They restrict food more. They push workouts harder. They stack supplements. They increase caffeine. All of these add stress. And stress tells the body, hold on to resources. This is why after 40, trying harder often produces worse results. The rules change, but no one told you. Let's talk about food for a moment, not calories, timing, and signaling. The body does not respond to food based on numbers alone. It responds to predictability. Skipping meals tells the body that resources are unreliable. Eating late tells the body that day-night rhythms are confused. Low protein early tells the body that repair is not a priority. Highly processed food tells the body that inflammation risk is higher. None of these things cause immediate disaster. They create cumulative strain. In younger years, the system absorbs that strain. After 40, the system starts pushing back. Blood sugar becomes less stable. Energy fluctuates more. Cravings increase. Fat storage becomes easier. Not because your metabolism is broken, but because your body is choosing caution. This is why extreme dieting backfires. Restriction increases stress hormones. Stress hormones signal storage. So people end up trapped in a cycle of eating less and storing more. The solution is not more restriction, it's better signaling. Regular meals create safety. Protein early creates stability. Consistent timing builds trust. Trust is everything to the nervous system. Now let's talk about sleep. Sleep does not degrade because you need less rest. Sleep degrades because your system is too alert. Late screens, late stimulation, late meals, irregular schedules, all tell the body, stay awake, be ready. The problem is not sleep duration, it's sleep depth. You may sleep 7 hours and still wake up tired because the nervous system never fully powered down. After 40, deep sleep becomes more sensitive to stress. You cannot force deep sleep, you invite it. You invite it with rhythm, with darkness, with calm evenings, with predictable wind downs. When people try to fix sleep with supplements alone, they miss the point. Sleep is not chemical, it is contextual. Now let's talk about movement. Movement is medicine, but dosage matters. Punishing workouts create stress. They drain recovery reserves. Walking restores. Gentle strength rebuilds. Consistency heals. After 40, the goal is no longer exhaustion. The goal is capacity. Can you train today and feel good tomorrow? That question matters more than how hard the workout felt. When people switch from punishment to restoration, energy returns faster than they expect, because the body is no longer defending itself. Now let's address something uncomfortable. Many people after 40 live in constant low-level urgency, always rushing, always reacting, always behind. This keeps the nervous system in alert mode. Alert mode burns energy. Even sitting still becomes tiring when the system never relaxes. This is why calm people often have more energy than frantic ones. Calm is not laziness. Calm is efficiency. When the body feels safe, it releases energy. When it feels threatened, it conserves. This is the core principle everything else builds on. Most health advice ignores this. It treats the body like a machine. The body's not a machine. It is a sensing system. It is always asking, am I safe? When the answer is yes, energy flows. When the answer is no, energy is restricted. This is why alignment works better than force. When you align habits with how the body actually functions, results feel almost effortless. Not fast, but steady. And steady beats intense every time after 40. In the next part, we're going to break down daily structure, morning routines, evening routines, eating rhythms, movement rhythms, not as rules, as signals. Because the body responds to signals far more than commands. And once you learn how to send the right signals, fatigue stops being a mystery. It becomes a message you finally understand. Now we're going to talk about structure, not discipline, not motivation, structure. Because after 40, structure creates energy more reliably than willpower ever did. Most people think structure is restrictive, but the body experiences structure as safety. Safety lowers stress. Lower stress frees energy. This is why chaotic days feel exhausting even if nothing physically demanding happens. The nervous system never knows what's coming next, so it stays alert. Alertness is expensive. Let's start with mornings. The first 30 to 60 minutes after waking are the most influential window of the day. Not because of productivity, because of nervous system tone. When you wake up and immediately rush, check your phone, read messages, scroll news, or flood your system with caffeine, you spike stress hormones before the body has stabilized. In your 20s, you could override that. After 40, you pay for it. That early stress spike sets the ceiling for energy the rest of the day. High spike early means crash later. Calm entry means steady output. This doesn't require a perfect routine. It requires one thing: delay stimulation, light before screens, water before caffeine, food before urgency. This tells the body, we're safe, we have time. When the body hears that, energy becomes available. Now let's talk about food timing. Skipping breakfast is not inherently bad, but skipping food while adding stress is. If mornings are rushed, caffeine-heavy, and food-free, the body perceives scarcity. Scarcity increases cortisol. Cortisol preserves fuel. This is why people feel wired but tired, and why weight loss stalls. After 40, protein timing matters more than total calories. Protein early signals repair. Repair signals safety. Safety allows fat release. This is why people who eat more protein earlier often lose weight without eating less. Again, the body responds to signals. Lunch matters too. Large irregular lunches create blood sugar swings. Swings drain energy. Steady meals create steady focus. Afternoons don't need more caffeine. They need better stability. Now evenings. Evenings are where recovery is either protected or destroyed. Late meals, bright lights, loud stimulation, endless scrolling, all signal alertness. The body doesn't know it's entertainment, it reads it as environment. After 40, your sleep quality is determined by what happens 2 to 3 hours before bed. You cannot fix poor evenings with supplements. You fix them with rhythm, same dinner time, same wind down window, same sleep window. Predictability tells the body it's safe to shut down. Now let's talk about movement again, but from a different angle. Movement is not about burning calories. It's about circulation and signaling. Walking tells the body it is functioning. Strength tells the body it is capable. Overexertion tells the body it is threatened. After 40, threat signals dominate faster. This is why people feel worse after workouts they used to love. It's not that exercise is bad, it's that recovery capacity changed. Training should leave you clearer, not depleted. If workouts make your sleep worse, they're too intense. If workouts increase hunger uncontrollably, they're too intense. If workouts require more caffeine to function afterward, they're too intense. The goal is not soreness, the goal is resilience. Now let's address mental load. Mental fatigue is real fatigue. Constant planning, constant reacting, constant problem solving. The brain burns energy too. After 40, decision fatigue accumulates faster. This is why routines help. Not because you lack creativity, but because fewer decisions means more energy. Simplify meals, simplify clothing, simplify schedules. Energy saved shows up as clarity. Now, something few people talk about. Emotional suppression is exhausting. Holding stress inside keeps the nervous system activated. You don't need therapy to release tension. You need expression, talking, writing, walking alone, breathing. Unexpressed stress becomes physical. This is why fatigue often has no clear cause. It's accumulated load. The body doesn't separate physical from emotional stress. It only knows total burden. Reduce total burden and energy returns. This is why people feel better on vacations even without perfect habits. Lower stress equals higher energy. The goal is not escape. It's recreation of that safety in daily life. This is where alignment happens. You stop trying to fix symptoms and start reducing load. When load drops, the body recovers naturally. Energy improves, sleep deepens, weight stabilizes, not because you forced it, because you allowed it. In the next part, we're going to address fat loss after 40 directly, why it feels unfair, why it feels stuck, and why the solution is the opposite of what most people try. Now we're going to talk about fat loss after 40, and why it feels impossible even when you're doing everything right. First, understand this. Fat is not your enemy. It is your body's insurance. It's protection, it's reserve. After 40, the body's more conservative with energy. Calories in, calories out is no longer a simple math equation. It's about signaling. Does your body feel safe? Does your body trust recovery? Does your body feel it can release stored energy? Extreme dieting tells the body, you are in danger, save fuel. So instead of losing fat, your body holds on tighter. This is why you can eat less than ever and still gain weight. Exercise also behaves differently. High-intensity workouts spike stress hormones. Stress hormones signal energy preservation. The harder you push, the more stubborn your body becomes. Consistency beats intensity now. Gentle strength and walking are more effective than punishing sessions. Now let's talk about hormones and energy. Hormones don't magically stop after 40. They shift subtly. Cortisol increases with accumulated stress. Insulin sensitivity may fluctuate. Thyroid function can become more sensitive to stress. These shifts are often invisible but felt as fatigue, stubborn weight, and brain fog. The secret is alignment, not extremes. Align meals, movement, and sleep with your body's natural rhythm. Predictability tells the body it is safe. Safety allows fat to be used as fuel. Safety restores energy. Safety restores motivation. Next, we examine blood sugar patterns. Many adults after 40 experience subtle dysregulation. Even if labs say normal, spikes and crashes happen. These fluctuations contribute to fatigue, cravings, and low motivation. Eating protein and fat with every meal stabilizes sugar. Avoid long periods of fasting without preparation. Regular balanced meals communicate to your body. You are safe, energy can be released. Now, mental load and multitasking. Constant decision-making, planning, and problem-solving drains the nervous system. After 40, mental fatigue shows physically. Energy dips, recovery slows, and cravings spike. The solution is simplification. Streamline routines, reduce choices, and delegate when possible. Your body will respond by conserving less and performing more. Let's move to sleep again. Sleep depth matters more than duration. Late screens, late meals, irregular bedtimes all disrupt deep sleep. Sleep quality is dictated by routine. Dark, quiet, predictable environments allow the nervous system to fully relax. This is where the body restores energy, stabilizes hormones, and allows fat release. Now consider stress management beyond sleep and meals. Breathing exercises, mindful pauses, and short walks can signal safety. Even 5 minutes of calm can reduce cortisol enough to influence energy positively. After 40, these small, consistent signals outweigh extreme efforts. Next is movement strategy for energy and fat. High-impact workouts are often counterproductive. Gentle, consistent movement is best. Walking, low-resistance strength training, and mobility work signal to your body. You are safe, capable, and supported. Recovery becomes predictable. Energy stabilizes. Fat stores are accessed naturally. Let's discuss hydration and micronutrients. Proper hydration supports metabolic processes, nervous system signaling, and recovery. Micronutrients such as magnesium, vitamin D, and B vitamins are often low subtly, contributing to fatigue and brain fog. These are not magic pills. They are facilitators of alignment. The body responds best when signals, routines, and nutrients are consistent. Finally, let's address emotional load. Suppressing emotions, chronic worry, or unexpressed stress keeps the nervous system alert. Even if everything else is aligned, unresolved emotional stress limits energy restoration. Journaling, talking with trusted individuals, or intentional expression signals safety to your nervous system and frees energy that has been unnecessarily conserved. By understanding these principles, you stop fighting your body, you stop chasing extremes, you stop blaming yourself. Energy returns, motivation returns, fat becomes manageable, recovery is predictable. Your body finally feels like a partner, not an adversary. In the next part, we'll dive into daily routines, step by step, showing exactly how to structure mornings, afternoons, and evenings to maximize energy, support fat loss, and restore clarity, all without force, guilt, or chaos. Now let's build your daily routine step by step. This is not a strict schedule. It's a framework designed to signal safety to your nervous system, so energy can return naturally. Morning, first 60 minutes. Wake gently. Avoid immediately reaching for your phone. Light exposure, deep breathing, or gentle stretching is enough. Signal to your body, you are safe. Hydrate before caffeine. A glass of water tells the body that resources are available. Delay caffeine by 30 to 60 minutes if possible. Protein-focused breakfast eggs, Greek yogurt, or plant-based alternatives. Fuel repair and signal stability to metabolism. Calm movement or short walk. 5 to 10 minutes to activate circulation. Not to burn calories, but to cue readiness. Avoid news or stressful inputs. Keep first hour predictable and calm. Mid-morning light, productive work or hobbies. Short breaks every 60 to 90 minutes. Hydration throughout gentle mental resets, e.g. breathing or stepping outside lunch. Balance macronutrients, protein plus fiber plus healthy fat. Avoid long gaps from breakfast. Keep the environment calm and mindful. Signal safety to metabolism. Afternoon movement, preferably walking or mobility exercises. Avoid excess caffeine after early afternoon. Steady work, light mental load. Quick pauses to avoid overload. Evening, 2 to 3 hours before bed. Dinner with protein, fiber, moderate carbs, minimal screen exposure, or blue light. Calm environment. low lighting, quiet, optional gentle walk or stretching, night and pre-sleep, consistent bedtime. Avoid late meals and caffeine, journaling or mindful breathing, sleep cues, darkness, cool room, quiet key. Principles, consistency over intensity. Predictability builds energy. Gentle movement over extreme workouts. Restores, doesn't deplete. Balanced meals stabilize blood sugar, signal safety. Morning calm and evening rhythm. Anchors the nervous system. Stress management, emotional and mental load matters as much as physical, final reminder. You are not broken. Fatigue, weight gain, and brain fog are messages, not failures. Aligning with your body's needs, not forcing extremes, brings lasting change. Energy can return. Motivation can return. Clarity and performance are achievable after 40,